generation. Nation them a fight against nation. What a mistake with tribulation. She want a bam bam in a big billion. Away from the DJ car ranking, baby. When we fling it on the roads and reality, I will say best thing in life for free. Come back the one to live best thing in life for free. Best thing in life for free.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, people. Y'all know the voice, y'all know the sound. It's your boy James Webb Williams, DJ Exclusive, is in the building. Good morning, everybody. Make sure you grab your coffee or tea, whatever it is you need to get your morning going. Like it or not, it's going down. Good morning, everybody. Shout out to everybody in our chat rooms already. Let's get this morning going. Good morning, everybody.
We never get weaker.
Good morning, Mama and Daddy. Good morning. Love y'all. Hilton Jungle, good morning to you. Mary C, Brother Tiger, Roller Dragon, Tyler, what's going on? Shelby H, good morning, y'all. B, good morning. Roller Dragon, what's going on, Roller? Fit Insomniac, come on, Fit Insomniac, I like it. Miss C. Beasley, good morning. Carly Wynn, good morning to you.
Is this what you want now? Feels like you're looking for something better.
That's so stupid.
Is this what you want now? Or is it because you can't forget her?
Y'all just don't know. I'll be over here cracking myself up.
It's not getting to me. It's never ending. Can't give you what you need.
Jason Good Crab, good morning to you. Jason, I got one for you. So I want to create a product that's a laxative but also contains Advil for the pain. And I have a name for it. We're going to call it I Be Pooping. Shade Dragon, good morning. Adrian Vixen, good morning. I Be Pooping. I think it'll sell. I think it'll do numbers. Truth the Dragon, good morning. And hi, Kitty Boo. Good morning to you too, Kitty Boo. Oh man. Also, how does a computer get drunk? How does a computer get drunk? It takes screenshots. It does. Amber Layla, good morning to you. Hey, Mom and Daddy, good morning. Brunson Judah, good morning to you. Ism Onassis, good morning. Henry King, what's going on? Good morning. Isato Black, good morning.
In the right place to move. In the right place with you. Always stay up all night.
I got a damn
Watching
six.
me all night. Touch your ones that go numb. Heartbeats like a drum. Feed your fantasy. Give yourself to me. Stay in this moment. Just hold on, hold on. We like tonight, babe. Tomorrow it's gone. You and the moonlight is all that I want. It's all that I want. It's all. We can touch the sky, babe. It's a natural high. I know I'm alright when I look into your eyes. Give it to me, funky, funky. Give it to me. Give it to me, funky, funky. Give it to me.
Yes, if you have not already, go ahead and like the stream, subscribe, all that good stuff, and share with a friend. Invite a friend to come on in and watch if they haven't before. Give them something new to do.
Face towards the stars. Feel my beating heart. All up in my zone. Well, let this go. Touch your ones that go numb. Heartbeats like a drum. Feel your fantasy.
So I love watching programs about lakes and rivers on the internet. Excuse me, Boondocks, good morning. Anything water related, really, like I'm actually watching a live stream right now. This is Monassis, yes, please do. Send me some stuff. I appreciate it. Sydney Butler, good morning to you. Hey, Sydney, why is Billy Joel's laundry still wet? Why is Billy Joel's laundry still wet? He didn't start the dryer.
It's the only place we're living.
I'm going to hell. I'm going right to hell.
Easy when it's always summertime fun. Every attitude. Who cares what the people think? It's been turning kind of gray. Southern California.
Damn it, Shade Dragon. Shade Dragon, well, if you want to watch something pre-recorded, Bubba, you might have done something different than a live stream. Deadpool, maybe? Oh, Lord. Yes, these new variants, man. Oh, my gosh. The variants came. Oh, y'all thought we was done? They pulled that usher out, say, "Watch this." Oh, Corona said, "Girl, I'm still out here. I don't know what's wrong with y'all." Melanie Dennis, good morning to you. Lawrence Joseph, good morning to you. Iris Jones, good morning.
Boy, you had me from the start. By the way you stared, the way you wrote up on me, yeah. Man, I felt your energy. Wasn't used to being loved and treated differently, yeah. But something went wrong, the signals got crossed, and now we're all
Jonas, good morning to you, New Jersey. What's going on? Good morning, everybody. Y'all make sure y'all stay tuned. The Queen will be here momentarily. Like it or not, it's going down.
Don't you stress the flow. You're trying to pick the pace up. We should take it slow. Baby, keep your focus. Don't you make me change my mind. If you love me, baby, don't you switch up the vibe. Baby, don't you. Baby, don't you. Baby, don't you switch up the vibe. Baby, don't you. Baby, don't you. Baby, don't you switch up the vibe. Boy, you take me on.
Lily, good morning, Lily.
Always up and down and back and forth in merry-go-round. I just wanna get it right. But when you go left, I'm stuck here feeling left behind. Cause something went wrong, the signals got crossed, and now we're going different directions. Let's go where we were, when no one gets hurt. Baby, keep it right there, don't you stress the flow. You're trying to pick the pace up, we should take it slow. Baby, keep your focus, don't you make me change my mind. If you love me, baby, don't you switch up the vibe. Baby, don't you, baby, don't you, baby, don't you switch up the vibe. Baby, don't you, baby, don't you, baby, don't you switch up the
9 a.m. to 10:30, yeah. Like it or not is on your channel, yeah. Politics and culture is we change skin like we supposed to, yeah. Interviews and all.
Give y'all a little slow wine this morning while we wait for Rebecca to get here.
Now, so stick around.
Now I can throw this song in the mix of all my stuff now. Let's see. Torrance says, question for y'all, Bubba. If you can chime in, I saw on Instagram asking, what's the best video as far as choreography? Usher, You Remind Me, or Chris Brown, You? Ew.
You know she got a good story for
So I gotta remember Chris Brown's video of You. But I'm probably gonna say Chris Brown. Because Chris be dancing his ass off. Don't get me wrong, Usher be doing his thing. But Chris Brown be around here popping and locking and all kind of stuff.
DJ exclusive.
Y'all are terrible people.
Stay dropping
jams.
Like it or not.
Elizabeth Lonza, good morning to you.
Going down. Like it or not. Y'all stick around. Oh, like it or not. It's starting now. Like it or not. It's about to go down.
I hate these headphones sometimes. The Peanuts dancing being always gets me.
It gets because there ain't no doubt. There is something about you.
Elizabeth Lonzo, you as well. I appreciate you.
You made me beg and you made me crawl. You played me and you made me fall for you. It's sad but true. You're no good, still I'm loving you.
Mom, you better sit your tail down somewhere doing all that dancing. You're gonna throw your back out.
I'm gonna pack my bags up, walk out the door. I won't be back. You see me no more. No. You better leave me alone. I miss you, but
I had a hen who could count her own eggs. She's a mathematician.
please leave me alone. I'm gonna miss you, but I'll be gone. You know I don't wanna
Rebecca
fight
better hurry up. We'll keep telling these damn bad jokes.
about you. Oh, if you wanna scream and shout.
Hey, please, good morning to you. You know, y'all, I only believe in 12.5% of the Bible. I guess that makes me an atheist. Doreen Ransom, good morning to you. Greg Gunn, good morning. You didn't miss much. There's a lot of bad jokes. Mama! Hey, Roland, go ahead and put Mama in timeout, please. People think grass don't be wet in the morning, but it do. Yo. I'm creating a new perfume for introverts. It's called Leave Me the Fuck Cologne.
Hey man, yeah.
Rebecca better hurry up, man.
Let's get it like or not. Like it or not, it's going. Like it or not, it's going. Yeah. Like it or not, it's going. It's going. It's going. It's going. It's going. Like it or not, it's going. Like it or not, it's going.
Oh,
like it or
man.
not, it's going. It's going. It's going. It's going. It's going down.
Rebecca Soares in the house. You know she got a funny story to tell. Talking politics, culture, a real life is I live in life in the ATL. Benjamin, yeah, that's my man. She's always coming up with the master plan. Politics, streaming, trying to find a meaning in life. While the feds keeps us in stride.
I am your DJ Exclusive. Y'all know who I am. I stay dropping them jams.
Good hope, dad jokes, culture, it's politics. What's here right now is the culmination of all of this. I started out with the mic in my hand, and I ended up with the plethora of fans. I love bringing joy to the people. It makes me feel great, makes me feel real.
Dr. X, good morning to you. Good to see you.
Tuesday to Thursday, you know how we do. Let's go. Like it or not, it's going down. Like it or not, it's going down. Like it or not, it's going, it's going, it's going, it's going, it's going down.
Like it or not, it's going. Like it or not, it's going. Like it or not, it's going. It's going. Hey man, let's start this damn show.
Let's
Like It or Not with Benjamin Dixon starts now.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Big head ass being. that Quinta.
Good morning and welcome to Like It or Not, where we're free to tell the truth.
And not care who doesn't like it.
You didn't tell me who I'm giving today.
You giving hold on. I can't describe. That's not a good one.
Because let me tell you,
J Hood.
Well, honey, I'm giving more shoulder pads right now. I feel like because let me tell you. Before, yes, welcome to Like It or Not, where we're free to tell the truth once again.
Who doesn't like it?
I'm Rebecca Azor. And I'm joined by my comedian host, child.
Thank you. James Bubba Williams, DJ exclusive DJ X3C, but your girl calling me Big Daddy.
Old girl's
Yeah,
calling
man.
him Big Daddy.
Yeah, man, your uncle, your daddy.
Everybody, the whole family. So I want you guys to notice these shoulder pads here. This is a shirt I got circa 2010. I graduated from Florida A&M University, and around that time, and I still do, I like vintage clothing. So I would shop in the thrift stores, and a lot of time shopping in the thrift stores, especially around that time, we was getting the left behinds. Of course, it's the thrift store. You get the secondhand, you get the left behinds, but we wanted the vintage look so bad. Kind of like how Generation Z yearns for that 90s look.
Yes. Yeah.
We like the people who came up in the 90s, we knew what to get from the 90s, but they also had so much 80s wear and stuff like that. So we would grab that. We would get those and we would mix the two. So naturally we knew what the 90s were like, and then we would grab whatever we can. So a lot of my style was like high-waisted jeans and these types of t-shirts. Like the linen, but let me tell you, they all came with shoulder pads. So I would like to, because I already have I'm tall and long, or whatever, and I love the shoulder pads. It just gives, golden
it's
girl.
It's given very much. Y'all know what I'm about to say. Somebody Zach Attack just said in the chat. It's giving very much dynasty. It's giving very much linebacker. It's giving very much that you about to go knock some suckers
really?
out.
I'm not giving. I don't feel like it's giving linebacker. I think it will be a little thick here. I feel
Yeah,
like
it's not too bad.
For being a friend.
You blessed.
Traveled back around the world and back again.
Oh.
The heart is true. You're and a confident. That's what I feel like. It's giving a little bit of Blanche. It's giving. What's the other one name?
Rose.
It's giving Rose.
Rose. Yeah. Oh, they about to revoke my alphabet card.
Listen, but
oh man.
Well, I hope that gave you guys a laugh for this morning. Bubba, you did have a story to tell. Look, it's usually me, but you did. I told you to remember your story to let people know how was it work related?
Yes. So in the middle of the patron party, designing women. Okay.
I've been watching you this morning. All giggles all morning.
He was watching me.
Mm-hmm.
I always feel like Rebecca's watch. But anywho, at the patron party, as we're getting started and everything's just going good, I get this phone call, like one of my team leads. It's us, team leads, support staff, whatever. So I get a text saying, "Hey, can you call me?" I'm like, "Hey, I'm in the middle of actually DJing an event, so I'm not able to."
This is a work-related call?
Yeah. So she works with the company or whatever. And then she goes on to say the next text was one of the agents just got a call from a customer threatening suicide. What?
Oh, wow.
So I'm like, okay, everybody tell y'all, I put everybody on, turn the screen off and put on the auto playlist. I'm like, all right, let me go take the call. So I call, and the girl that called me, the lady, she trained me years ago, and she just upstanding, just does everything. Love her to death. So you can tell that she was pretty emotional on the phone as well too. But she was like, she went back and listened on the call, and the lady is crying hysterically. And when my agent said that, we have to send everything to the location because it's independently owned and operated, blah, blah, blah. She was like, well, I'm not sure if I'll be here tomorrow, and I'm not going to be able to, waiting on a phone call, I'm not going to be able to do that. And she
So
disconnected
for
the call.
background, Bubba, is this your agent that works? Because I know that you're a manager, so it's your agent that works underneath you with
Yeah.
the company, and she was just
Yeah.
doing a customer service call, but the customer service call happened to be somebody who was calling to discuss like suicide
Well, she called initially to discuss, to talk about her bad experience and what happened.
at the
And
restaurant.
yeah, at the restaurant. But she, like I said, she was just crying hysterically because they trespassed her. They said that she can't come back and everything. And she was just like, she's had a long week. And you hear all this on the phone call. So my team lead heard the call and she called. That's when I called her. Excuse me. So once I got on the phone with her, I'm just like, at this point, okay, who do we need to send this to? Do I need to send this to somebody so they can call like the main corporation security department? Who do I need to send it to? Because we had never had a situation like this. So called about 3 different people, and everybody was just on the phone trying to figure out what we need to do, because I'm like, at this point, time is not on our side right now because we don't know what's going on with this lady. And like, my soul just won't let me get back to this party not knowing if somebody is okay. So we're like, okay, we'll just have to take care of it on Monday. I'm like, that's damn 2 days away. That's not going to work for me. So I'm calling around asking people what to do. So finally I'm like, I'm going to call her back. I'll call the lady back. I'll make it seem like I'm calling a customer back to do a follow-up call to make sure that she received everything, that she provided all the information, just so I can make sure that she was okay. And because we were like, we can't call back from our work numbers, because if we call back, we're going to expose our third party status. So we can't do that. So here it is. I got to take all this stuff in advantage and into consideration just so I can make sure somebody is alive and well. So everybody's telling me, I didn't call everybody else. I just called my agent and I told her, I'm like, text me the person's number. I'm going to call her back. And she was like, James, don't do that. I can't go on doing what I'm doing right now unless I know that this person is alive, because I would want somebody to do the same thing with me. So I did call back, and at first she took a minute to answer, but she finally answered. And she was still crying, but wasn't crying as much. So we talked for a minute, and she said that somebody came over and gave her a milkshake, and then talked to her and prayed with her and made
So it was
sure
like
she was
somebody
okay.
did do a wellness check on her.
Well, it was an employee from the restaurant. I actually saw her
Okay.
sitting in the car. So around that same time that we were talking about trying to figure out what was going on, then that agent went over and checked on him. So
Okay.
it was a lot, man, because I didn't know what I was going to get on the other side of that telephone call. And
Yeah.
then just knowing that, I know the feeling. I know how she felt, because it may have been, yeah, this happened at the location, but it's so much more that was going on. That was just
In
the
your
icing on
own
the
person,
cake on a rough week.
now that is one of those days where you can say somebody was having like a bad day, and for that type of person,
Yeah.
I definitely understand, like in those situations where you just are at your breaking point. And it's interesting that you talk about this story, especially in a time like right now.
Yeah.
We know that COVID has been a situation. We know that people with the loss of work. We know that people have lost people during the COVID, and I know that we're still in it, but a lot of people cover hit within that time. People lost people lost love, people
Yeah.
lost uh they lost so much, jobs, homes, so much. So we don't know what people are dealing with on a day to day. So your
Yeah.
call, and as much as we hate when we work in those types of spaces, customer service or whatever, many times I've had somebody tell me that every single time, of course, every single time that my company calls, they get anxiety. But every single time that this company calls, they'll get anxiety and she started to cry on the phone, just cry on the phone.
Yeah.
And it's almost like you don't know. And I had to really just take off my policy and procedures hat and put that to the side so that
Yeah.
same way that be personable and naturally your heart wants to assist and help. I'll never forget when I was over there at 90.5 at Florida A&M. I don't think they call it that there anymore, but I was a little VJ at 90.5, the radio station, and I did the gospel and inspiration morning show. And I used to go there with my own anxiety because I'm like, am I doing this right? Am I breaking the system? And I got this one phone call on the day that I had to work totally by myself, working all the buttons, the whole radio in the middle of Tallahassee. And I got a phone call from somebody who said, I wanted to take my life this morning. And I heard you on the radio, Rebecca. And you, at the time, I had this Bible verse that got me through the year, because I told you I was suffering from anxiety. And it was Isaiah, and it was something about uh out with the old and with the new, let God do something new in you, for the things are old or something like that. Yeah, I ain't really Bible skills ain't too sharpened right now, but I had that was my Bible verse. It was somewhere in Isaiah, and I just randomly said it because I told them I'm starting off a little rocky today, but we're going to start new again. We can always start over, because that's my thing. And so I didn't know anybody. I know people were listening, but I didn't know. It was like 6 a.m, and this person called in and said, I lost my mother, I lost my father. I'm in the middle of a divorce, and I was contemplating taking my life today. But hearing you on the radio and what you just said and the song you just played on the radio, it's given me, I promise you, it's given me like the urge to just make it through the day. And he's like, I really wanted to take my life this morning. And I will never forget. I will never. And I was a little bit, I was like 19. I will never forget. So you never know, Bubba. I say that to say your presence, you as a person, all of that. I think that it's not that we're built for it, but sometimes we just are. We're created for these specific moments, for such a time.
Right.
Like you are the person that needed to be where you were in that moment at that time, willing to be giving. That, you know what I'm saying? There are people who would just brush that off, but you wanted to make sure you went above and beyond, naturally, genuinely, to make sure that you saved a life that you ain't even know, to make sure that somebody was okay. Because we don't know who's checking on who. I don't care if it's your strong friend, your weak friend, your in-between friend, a whole stranger. If that is something that you can do, especially in this day and time when everybody has a problem with everybody, when there's so many issues going on in the world, if you can do that in this particular time, I think that you're a light, and it will show in your life in some way, shape, or form, in a karma way. If you reap what you sow, in blessings, however you want to say it. But I believe that it will come back and bless you in some way. So you're a good person.
And like the rest of the night, it took a minute, because after I got off that phone call, I'm like, all right, I called everybody back. I'm like, everything is good. But man, I had to take a minute off camera because I bust out crying, because I'm like, I know how that feels.
Oh yes,
to be
triggering.
like on your last leg, where you feel like nothing else is gonna matter. You know what I'm saying? Nothing that you can do can help. And yeah, this might not be the big issue, but it's another issue that's compounded on top of all the other shit that you already dealt with, and just like it puts you to a breaking point.
Yeah.
So I felt her. So I'm just glad to know that she's good, and I just hope everything else is worked out for her, especially because she had already been in the hospital for a week for attempted suicide. So just knowing that, I just hope I help. That's the main thing.
Yeah. And so again, so many people are dealing with mental health. I know May was Mental Health Awareness Month. And so that was like one of the bigger things. But even beyond May, I feel like just in this specific time, our children are suffering, being bullied on social media. We got people who are going through personal things we don't really know. And some people are afraid to express what they're really dealing with. It could be job loss. It could be financial. It could be love. It could be whatever it is. Some things some people are at the breaking point, and I get it. I've been there too. Never thought in my whole entire life that you would be at a place where you felt like in this particular moment, I feel better off without. But
Yeah.
it's always good. I mean, like I said, it was great that you were there in that moment, because some people don't feel like they can go to their close loved ones because they're always so strong, right?
Yeah.
They're always so strong, and they're always viewed that way. So to let your guard down and let people see you weak, it just hurts. So therapy is great but those of you who can't, because of some people can't afford therapy. For those who
Right.
can't afford
Excuse me.
therapy, some people just call random numbers to see if they can talk to somebody. We were talking about that story in Virginia, where the police were called for somebody who's having a mental health breakdown, and the police show up and they murder him. So we have so many situations where I hope that we are able to have just people all around us. If we all can show a little love in our lives, day to day, if we can tap into that. I don't look me every day. I don't really like white folks all the time, but I don't want to bring that energy all the time everywhere.
Right.
Like it's just not something that you know what I'm saying? Like when I shut this camera off and when I go into the store and people look at me crazy because I'm black, I don't want to give that energy back. Like I
Yeah.
can, but it's just like I don't want to give the energy back. So it's like I just want to spread love as much as I can. But you try me, you get tried. But yes, a lot of people are at the lowest. I love you guys. Mean it.
Yes. Very
Look,
much so.
not
And
ending the show because my light went out, but I love you guys. Mean it, and I really, really, we just want to send love, to anybody who needs it. I know this may be
absolutely.
a triggering topic for some people, but we really hope if anybody needs help, we hope that there are specific numbers that you can find online for free to get help. And some people don't even know that their employers for the year are offering free
Oh,
mental health help.
and Rebecca, Lord, and that's another story for another day. But I actually called one of my work numbers before, like through the pandemic,
Mhm.
and when I tell you, it was just like the person on the phone was just like, "Okay, what's your problem? Okay, I'll pass this
Wow.
information along. Somebody to call you." And
Wow.
they hung up the phone, and I was just like, well, I'm glad I wasn't, extremely suicidal, because the way you just made me feel at this moment, it was just like I was nothing. It made me feel worse. So yes,
No.
it's
No. You're completely correct. I think that a lot of these people who go work in these spaces, I've dealt with that, but I kept going. I kept moving through it. And this was in 2020. You guys remember because I played this all out on air. Like,
yeah,
just a whole mental breakdown. But it, I had a number and the person was just like, well, Rebecca, what is it that you need? It was
yeah,
a doc call, like when you're on the phone, like telehealth call, and you're
hmm
on, and Rebecca, what do you need? What are you trying to say? What it like doing that, almost patronizing me, and it made me feel like, dang, girl, I am literally in a place where I am mentally not okay, And so, like, I just felt like you got to find somebody good. Don't let if that first call ain't working for you, continue to call until you get somebody good. Don't break down because it's somebody that's really want to do their job in that
right.
line.
And Rebecca, shout out to your special guest in the chat room, Jonas, your brother. When I tell you, child is trying to come like, hey, oh, you Rebecca, brother?
Listen, leave my baby brother alone. He is actually shout out to Jonas Azor. That's my little one. That's my brother. He actually is a huge Haitian comedian. So if you guys want to, you can follow him on Instagram at James and Jonas. I think it's James and Jonas on
Oh God.
on Instagram. That's my little brother. He's very he's very accomplished. So shout out to Joey.
Hey, why have we not had him on the show? If he's a comedian,
Because I don't know, right? We should have him on the show. I think we should have him on the show. He's a funny
we
guy.
we should, and then yeah, to have another guest, your FAMU friend that probably be coming on
No,
next
let,
week.
let
But
me
we'll
be
talk.
clear. Hold
We'll
on,
talk.
he's checking me right now. And let me be clear. Jonas, and you're getting him started. Jonas is yes, he's a comedian. He told me not to put him in a box. He is a comedian. He does all content. Let me be clear. He does all content. He just happens to be Haitian. So, Jesus.
Don't do your brother like that.
Jonas, I just said the same thing. Leave me alone. Anywho, y'all. So he's in the chat. Give him some love. Jonas, drop your Instagram so they can follow you and see about you. Now,
Right.
we can get to some news. So we started a little heavy this morning, not meaning to, but we did start a little heavy this morning. I think I want
Yeah.
to skip down to some positive news and just work my way back down again. But you guys, the Emmys are coming up, and Emmy
Woo.
nominations are in. Quinta, because I need to get her name right.
Quinta
Brunson.
Brunson.
Yes, Quinta Brunson. She just broke some comedic barriers. A lot of people didn't know who she was last year and the year before that, but baby, you do know who she is this year, and she has broken. We're talking about the Emmy. So there are so many actors who have been in the game for a minute, and Quinta Brunson on her first run on a national television show.
Came through.
She came through. She has just made Emmy history with the show Abbott Elementary, landing 3 nominations for Outstanding Comedy Series, Lead Actress, and a Comedy and Writing for the comedy series and the pilot. She is the first woman to earn 3 noms. First Black woman to earn 3 noms in the comedy categories in the same year. At 32, I'm 32, y'all. She's 32. At 32, she's doing big things. At 32, Brunson is also the youngest Black woman ever nominated in the comedy acting category.
That's dope.
It's huge. At 32, she's the youngest Black woman ever nominated in that category. Both lead actress in a comedy and writing for a comedy series have only had 1 Black winner in each the Emmy's previous 74-year history run. So, I mean, congratulations, Quinta. Quinta deserves. Quinta is do we got a picture of Quinta? I mean, shoot. Because thank you.
Look at her.
Quinta. This is Quinta Brunson. If you guys don't know her, we know her originally from when she
the
did,
memes.
I think it was originally the short clips that were coming on
Vine. It was Vine clips. Yep.
Because
she was the one at going to the movies talking about, ooh, large popcorn. Oh, he got money.
Was it McDonald's or was it the line at the popcorn? The popcorn line
at the popcorn line. Okay, yeah.
Oh, he's like a large because the man was ordering a large. Y'all gotta find it, but this is vintage. She was a young little thing, and now
look at her.
From there, I remember she got her first, like I think, gig at BuzzFeed. She was working at BuzzFeed, and then from BuzzFeed, because I remember I had just got my political job at the time, and I had to look. I used to look at BuzzFeed to help pass the time at work, and she was somebody who I was like, oh wow, that's the girl from Vine, right? And from there, I seen her. She used to go on a few comedy gigs, and then from there, she was on the Black Woman Sketch Show, I believe, or something similar.
Rebecca.
Yeah, you see, I know. And then she got her own to the point where, and I love her because she got her own. She got her own to the point where she created this show, and it got on ABC. Talk about it.
When I tell you it got on ABC and blew the hell up. It just made me so proud when I first saw it. I'm just like, this is so good.
Yeah.
Rebecca, there you go, right there, Rebecca.
Yeah. It's like we need more. We need more of this acceptance in it. It's like we see people. What is it called on the TikTok? Look, I'm about to call it all kinds of things, but its name on TikTok. On TikTok, they have like this whole thing where it's like you get hot and then you get cold, and they'll call you like a has-been, a used to be. That's what it becomes. You won't get the credit that you got before. You can't bounce back from that. But sis was like, I am very funny, but I have so many strengths of mine, and I want to continue to push. And it reminds me so much of a young Issa Rae, who's still young, but of a young Issa Rae who Issa was somebody that we also saw who believed in herself. Because like what's his name said, 2 Chainz, he said, believe in yourself. Who else gonna believe in you? who else don't believe in you? Okay.
You so
Word to 2 Chainz. Okay. And this is what we see in Black women, and Black women are breaking barriers in every way. So shouts out to Quinta Brunson. If you have not watched Abbott Elementary, you are doing yourself a disservice. Head over to what wherever, I think Hulu, wherever you can get your subscription services where you
Hulu.
can
Yep.
watch it over and support, because this girl she's doing
Yeah.
amazing things.
And then shout out to Zendaya as well too, because she's
Mhm.
nominated again for best actress in a drama series, I
Mm.
think it was.
Mm.
And she's been killing the game with Euphoria. So I really think she's gonna bring it home
Yeah, and
again
she
this year. 'Cause I
deserves.
think she won last year.
She
Yeah.
she deserves. She deserves. She's like
She's been doing her thing.
yeah, she has been doing her thing. She definitely deserves. Also, Black women in the Emmys making history. Cheryl Lee Ralph, with Moesha's mother, that some of you guys may know her from that character. Moesha's mother, the character that played Moesha's mother or stepmother, excuse me. She has actually finally, for the first time in her career, 30 years plus career, she has been nominated for an Emmy, and that's because of Quinta.
Wow. Oh, dang it. That's right. That's awesome, man. I
Yeah.
forgot that she was in there too.
Yeah. Yep. She's a teacher on there, so she has actually
The
because
one
of
that has
Quinta.
tits.
You see, and it's funny that people open the door for you. You don't, and then you see sometimes that you want to put them on again, and you want to give that person their flowers again, and it's just like I love the ricochet of blessings here, how it
Yeah.
just bounces off. Just like, listen, this woman came before me, because of her I'm going to make sure that you guys see why she's so amazing and still amazing. And boom, it just, there's a video of her son saying, "Mom, you got the call, you got nominated, Mom." And she's like, "I can't believe it, I'm nominated for the first time. I am nominated."
That's so
And
dope.
that is because of Quinta. So, opportunities for people, opportunities for people. I know people be like, get your own, do your own, you got to do the work. No, I really am going to run so that whoever comes after me, near me, across from me,
Yeah.
can walk. We got to make it easier for people. That doesn't mean that for them not to do the work. We don't want them to stress. We don't want them to be hazed. We don't want them to, because they are
Right.
Black, have to do 90 times. What Quinta recognized is that Cheryl deserved, and it gave her an opportunity so people can see how much she indeed deserves. So
Absolutely. Right.
yeah. Oh, child. Shout out to the Black excellence happening in the world.
I love it.
Like on this
And
show.
we need to see it.
Like on this show as well. But shouts out to the Black excellence, child. I love to see it. Now, there's the Biden administration has been under fire for a couple of things. We know that. We know, first of all, I've talked about Kamala Harris and where she has never been, because we don't see her, and where she pops up, we don't see her. And Joe Biden, whom was a once beloved vice president at one point in time, we don't know what's happening, and when he does it, he just randomly does things, and we're like, well, that's not what you said you was going to do. Now you turning around and the agenda is different, sir.
I think he got all the timers.
I don't know. It's been looking. He's been looking a little. He's been. I don't know what
All
to
the
say without
timers.
saying it.
All the timers.
I don't
If
know
y'all know what the all the timers is, this is when let me stop.
No, well, he's older, but
Yeah.
there's a lot of things that he's doing that still is questionable. But it's not about him today. It's about Jill, child.
Jilly from
Biden.
Philly.
Jill made this comment.
Oh,
you know what?
Jill.
Let me let you guys hear, and you guys hear her say it, and tell me how you guys feel about it. Let's take a look.
But we can't get those things on our own. Raul helped build this organization with the understanding that the diversity of this community, as distinct as the Bogotas of the Bronx, as beautiful as the blossoms of Miami, and as unique as the breakfast tacos here in San Antonio. is your strength?
Okay, so the Bogotas. Let's start there. The Bogotas in New York, right? Um, the Bogotas in New York, but the breakfast tacos in San Antonio. San Antonio is located where? In Texas. Texas is predominantly full of who? Mexicans. Jill Biden is what? A white woman.
She giving big I have black friends energy.
She said Bogotas.
Bodegas, but I can't even say.
Bodegas. And she said, what was the type of taco? Breakfast tacos? And first of all, breakfast tacos?
that is racist as hell.
Why would she? Yeah.
Somebody said it in the chat, like, okay, but who wrote that speech for her? Because, girl, clearly you didn't proofread it.
She didn't know what bodegas was. She said Bogotas. Bogotas. Can we run that one more time? I wanna hear it one more time before we do commentary.
But we can't get those things on our own. Raul helped build this organization with the understanding that the diversity of this community, as distinct as the Bogotas of the Bronx, as beautiful as the blossoms of Miami, and as unique as the breakfast tacos here in San Antonio.
What blossoms in Miami? It's the whole speech.
Okay. I had to hear it again because it starts off with her talking about diversity. So if we're going to compare Hispanic people to in their strengths, because that's what she's saying, the strength of diversity, and we're going to compare Hispanic people to breakfast tacos.
So the whole thing was just wrong. Brett, the Bogotas of New York City, the blossoms in Miami. Girl, what blossoms in Miami? And then the breakfast tacos in San Antonio. Child, you just had that all gone.
It was terrible. So of course, rightfully so. The Hispanic community, specifically the National Association of Hispanic Journalists, like basically their message was, "We are not tacos," and so they sent that to the first lady after her comments, and here is where she kind of took a left turn, because she was supposed to be addressing the annual Unidos conference.
Okay, that's what I was
Unidos
just about to
US
ask you what they
conference.
were.
Yeah. So she was praising the diversity of that community in San Antonio. She said, as Dean says, as the Bogotas, of course, and it doesn't make sense, because you can tell that when somebody doesn't know something, and it's just coming out of their mouth. And this is what I say constantly on the show: when you are not actually somebody who put constituents, the people that you're supposed to be heading as primary, as people that you actually care about, and you show that through you actually going to take visits in this community, not just doing walkthroughs like it's at a club and you getting paid to do it, and all you did was a walkthrough, photo ops, and that's it. It's more to it. Getting to know the people. Like, before she went there, she should have gotten to know, have conversations with, because it's giving very much, you didn't read the room. It's giving very much unrelatable. It's giving very much just like, I'm here so I won't get fined.
Girl, you need to fire your
yeah.
You need to fire your publicist, because clearly the synonyms and all that, whatever rhyme, whatever the hell they were trying to do, it failed miserably. And just knowing, like everybody's saying, if Jill is an educator, then if she wrote that herself, shame on Jill. And granted, it kind of give me that she wrote it herself, because she don't know about these areas. Jill don't give me that she go to Miami. Jill don't give me that she go to the Bogotas in New York either. The Bogotas.
And so that the National Association of Hispanic Journalists, the NAHJ, they actually they wrote a statement and they said in a tweet, they encouraged Flotus and her communications team, like we were just discussing, to take time to better understand the complexities of our people and our communities. Like we just said, we are not tacos. That kills me when they keep saying that. We are not tacos. Our heritage as Latinos is shaped by various diasporas, cultures, and food traditions. Do not reduce us to stereotypes. It's almost like it's 2022, sis. A lot of things that
Yeah.
are embedded in your white soul. A lot of things that are embedded in your white soul.
I need to put a church organ sound on my little
Not you
board
wave me
thing.
down. A lot of
I ain't waving you down. I'm like in church to get the handkerchief out. Come
I
on,
know.
Reverend.
That's
Oh,
me now. You know, with the thing like, come on, Reverend. A lot of I feel it in your white soul that things are just embedded there. So that there are some things that you are very untouched with. You're not in touch with. It's 2022.
Yeah.
A lot of these older people say things and do things. Joe Biden himself has said things and done things. His if we take it back to when he was campaigning, his comments that he made about African Americans and how he contributed to the growth for African Americans in a certain time. Though, like they're who is telling? How are you saying this? It's letting me know that you have no conversations with the communities that you are referring to and speaking for. You cannot speak for certain communities and label them. Especially as a white person. You are laboring minority diaspora communities, these specific communities that are already under fire here in the US just for being who they are.
Yeah.
We already know that we had a previous administration that made us focus on abusing specifically Mexicans, building a wall, saying that they are taking over people's jobs. How people view them already is in a disrespectful manner, and for this administration to adhere to that same type of stereotyping is very, even though it's in ignorance, of course, but you are an
Yeah.
educator. You should know better. The president of the United States, the first lady of the United States, when mistakes are made like that, swiftly should a press conference have been made. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Uh, so yeah, you gotta get the organ sound. We gotta get the organ
Okay.
sound up in there.
Get it.
But now we'll move on to the latest. Listen, guys, there's a lot happening. And
Man.
I was speaking about COVID earlier and how COVID has really it's taken us down in many ways, and we're trying to come out of it.
Yeah.
But COVID doesn't want us to live. I mean, not in that way. Sorry. No, COVID don't want us to be great. Let me say
Yeah.
that.
Thank you. Yeah. To say that.
I
Girl,
apologize,
damn.
y'all. Ooh. So then there are new COVID subvariants that actually are spreading faster than COVID itself, and it's whether or not you are vaccinated. It's the subvariants BA.4 and BA.5, and again, they're harder to evade even while you are
Pause.
a vaccinated
And
person.
there's another one now. Symphonic or Sin something they just talked about yesterday that is worse than the BA.4 and the BA.5.
We can't catch a break. But let's listen to these particular variants that seem to be harder to run from.
As the U.S. continues its battle against COVID-19, scientists are trying to keep up with new variants infecting Americans. The Omicron subvariant BA.5 is now the most transmissible yet, accounting for more than half of new cases nationwide. Moderna announcing an updated vaccine that appears to produce more neutralizing antibodies against all variants, including BA.5, compared to its current vaccine. The company planning to submit its data to the FDA this week. Right now in the U.S., we're averaging about 100,000 new cases a day, and nearly 300 people are reported lost to the virus each day. In New York City, new cases are up more than 25% in the last 2 weeks. Officials recommending masking up indoors once again, with experts saying previous infection does not guarantee protection.
You could theoretically be infected with multiple Omicron subvariants.
California battling a
Lord.
positivity rate second only to the state's Omicron peak last winter. And experts think actual case numbers could be much higher because many are testing at home and not reporting those results. And now scientists are keeping an eye on another new subvariant of Omicron called BA2.75. Just 2 cases have been detected in the U.S. And while it's too soon to say whether it will become dominant across the country, it has some mutations that are concerning to scientists.
The mutations in Omicron BA5's spike protein give it the ability to be incredibly infectious and escape antibodies. And Omicron BA2.75 has even more mutations.
With 67% of the country fully
God,
vaccinated.
Yeah. So
that's a lot, man.
okay, I need people to understand that
Excuse
these
me.
COVID, when we say COVID isn't going away anytime soon, when we said that in 2020, it wasn't like out of jokingly to say that. It's because it keeps creating a new version of itself, like Transformers. Like it keeps on transforming and attacking places that it couldn't attack before. And I was listening before we really hone in on the conversation about the subvariants, but I was listening to Donald Trump about 2 days ago. I wasn't listening, like went to go find him listening. It was a clip that I found on Baller Alert's political page. And they showed him actually speaking to a sea of people about running again for 2024. He stated that there was a point in time where he unified the United States, and that was under his reign, especially during the time of COVID, where he brought everybody together. It was a time where he promoted diversity and making sure there was unity. He also stated that it was before the Chinese brought in COVID, and he looked to the people and said, because it was the Chinese. And this is my issue. Like we are so not we are, but those people will stay uninformed while these subvariant groups is jumping from their loins, groins, from their mouths, ears, all types of places onto their kids and stuff. They will continue to accept misinformation from this man to and not be informed about what's actually really going on. And this is the problem. It's racist and it's misinformation that spreads widely. And it's not true. It's not true. Just, to let people know, put that out there. What Donald Trump's saying is not true. However, with this particular variant, we don't know what's happening. The numbers are growing very, very quick.
Very
Even
rapidly.
in Georgia, I have nurse friends who are saying they are now out of hospital beds still in particular areas of Georgia. They are now putting up signs in local stores. I've seen one where they're saying, of course not in my area, but I've seen one in the Marietta area where they're saying, we strongly encourage you before you come in here to put on your mask. Now, last week, I did see many people free of masks, right? This week, in my own area, I'm starting to see more people put back on the mask. But it's funny, at my local Target, I'm always in there, and people don't touch the masks that are sitting there that you can go and grab. They give you free, the option to grab mask and to put hand sanitizer in your hands. They removed all of the masks, and it made me really sad because I'm like, where are the masks? Who didn't re-up on the mask? They removed all the masks, and I'm like, not in this specific time. Sway, we need to remain covered up. We don't know what this particular thing is looking like, but they are it's infecting more and more people, and of course this is the latest spike in the cases of the country. So the spikes are there, they're just not being talked about because of course they don't want, America does not want, the leaders don't want us to go back into a scare, protecting ourselves, getting toilet paper, that whole thing. But byproducts of the Omicron are reportedly now the fastest spreading subvariants. On top of that, as of July 2nd, it was recorded that the BA.5 accounts for nearly 54% of the COVID-19 cases in the U.S. at this particular moment. Not only are the variants spreading quickly, but if you are vaccinated, the strains are harder to evade.
Tired and went through
But
all of that,
even
all
if
these
you're
goddamn
vaccinated,
booster
yeah.
shots and all these COVID. I mean, all these vaccines,
Mhm.
and here it is. I can still get it because
So I'll say,
the majority of everybody that I've seen get it have been vaccinated, like double and triple boosted, and they
yeah,
still getting it. Then that
they're
was
not
even
dying
before the new
though.
variants.
They're not dying though.
That they're not dying. No, that's the
So,
best thing.
so that's the best thing. They're not dying. Being vaccinated does help you give you a better chance. So they're saying that even if you're vaccinated, just like Omicron, I think even I got Omicron. Everybody seemed to have got Omicron. Nobody was able to escape that one. That lasted less time, but it seemed like everyone seemed to have gotten that one. But a lot of people who passed away, more of them were not what? Vaccinated. So if we're going to talk about it, we got to talk about it correctly. It sucks that, and that's going to be a particular talking point that we do see all up and through the down the line. This is
Right.
not a new talking point. The fact that you're able to get COVID-19, even as a vaccinated person, that's not a new talking point. Doctors have said this, but they said your chances of living your life, not having long COVID effects, that is what we should be focused on. So vaccination does assist us. We've never, many a times during Omicron, that was what in the December, October months of last year, the fall, winter months of last year, almost everybody had gotten a case of COVID-19. So,
I'm so lucky.
but did you die?
Knock on this wood.
But did you die?
I've never to the whole pandemic, unless it was at the very beginning, like when everything happened. Yeah, but I've luckily have never gotten COVID, y'all, and I'm knocking the hell out of this wood because I just
Yeah,
it'd be my luck that I get the worst one and just nope.
I mean, I don't know. See, that's when I tried to be out in the streets. So I was like, "Who y'all? I'm just going out in the streets." I went out.
Oh my gosh!
I came home, y'all. I came home and it was an immediate reaction. I tried to go to the movies and I sat my behind. I'll never forget it. My sister had to come here, y'all. I had the heater on 90 in my home. On 90 for 3 days straight. Little brother said, "Yeah, you got that. You got it. You got it." Yeah, she got it. Definitely, she got it. So it's something that I lived through it, and I believe that the amount of time that I had it was so short because I was vaccinated. Because my sister had it. Oh, sis was down 2 straight weeks.
Ooh,
she got it twice, and then she decided to go ahead and get vaccinated. So, yeah, y'all. Don't let them people come out with that talking point again. See, we don't all got vaccinated. One thing I'm not gonna do though, now I feel like Bubba, I don't know if you've seen this in stores right now. They're trying to sell people over-the-counter medications, things like that, to you take either daily or something like that to battle COVID-19. That bothers me, right? And I'm gonna tell you why. Every time we saw that there were nations that did not have access to vaccinations.
Yeah.
We saw that they didn't have access to any treatments or any proper gear to help prevent them from getting COVID. We saw what happened in India when people were outside a line just to get in, just to inhale something because COVID was taking away their whole respiratory system, was attacking it by the thousands. We've seen that with our own eyes on social media. However, now I'm seeing that the United States found a new way to capitalize with these over-the-counter, some of them not FDA approved type medicines that you can get, and you don't know what you're putting in your body at this time.
Right.
And I'm like, no, like nobody's doctor is telling them to go get this from the store. Many people, and I'm like, but y'all the same ones that did not want to give countries, did not want to help countries out when they were dying and asking for help. You wanted to give them it at a price. And that's what I'm just seeing America do, capitalize in these particular moments, capitalize on our pain, capitalize in our struggles as they usually do. And that's what we'll continue to see in this moment, on top of the two-party system finding talking points to carry out to show you can't, vaccines and shutting down the country wasn't right, and then the other side to show that we vaccinated people, we had this much people vaccinated, and who we saved America. All of those talking points. I need you to make sure you're saving yourself.
Yeah, most
Consult with
definitely.
doctors, or continue to quarantine, wear your mask, whatever the case may be. At the end of the day, I want you guys to take the best precautions that you can take, and make sure that you're okay, whatever that looks like
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah, absolutely. And then because you got Herschel Walker out here with machines talking about you walk in the building, it's gonna cure everything.
Mm.
And do you know that bastard got the nerve to have Tim Scott endorsing him?
Oh, are you shocked?
I'm not at all. But when I tell you, I hate seeing the commercial every time it come on TV. Like, I just wish I had enough money just to go up to the channels and be like, hey, I'll buy that commercial off you just for you to stop playing it. Because that's some BS. You got two uncle. You know what? Don't get me started. Because every time I do, I just
the Quinta
go
Hotel.
down.
They at the Quinta Hotel.
The Quinta. La Quinta.
La Quinta Hotel.
La Quinta. Just want to take both of them out to the shed. It's Dr. Matt. Handle your business.
With a two, what is it? With a 4x2, 2x4?
The 2x4 behind the shed.
Listen, okay. Now, there's a lot going on still in politics. I want to briefly cover this. I know it's not on our sheet, but I wanted to briefly cover this and just mention it. I think we'll go into it more tomorrow. I know a lot is being talked about with Hunter Biden. Hunter Biden being seen in a video that's gone viral with him seemingly on drugs and doing just weird things in the video. This is not the first time that we've heard of Hunter Biden, which is Joe Biden's son, going viral for any reason, because he's gone. He was the center of attention not too long ago during the beginning of Brittany Griner in Russia. Hunter Biden was actually around the same time in the media because of his laptop and the information that was on it being given out to people, being stolen, and the information being freely given to people. So that was a talking point for the right at some point. However, they wanted to bring that back because Hunter Biden most recently, in his seemingly erratic behavior online, posting himself, fondling himself on drugs, all kinds of things. He needs help. That's what it's like. He was supposed to be, they said, in rehab, and instead they're seeing this is what the outcome was. Now, while they're doing that, Jared Kushner is supposedly under investigation for getting $2 billion. I believe he got $2 billion from, and I'm trying to remember where he got $2 billion from, and I'm gonna figure out exactly where it was. But he got $2 billion right after leaving the White House. His stint at the White House, and they don't want to focus on that. From Saudi, that's what it was. He got it from the leaders of Saudi, and it was like an investment fund, and he got $2 billion and just hasn't been talking since. And people are saying that it's illegal for what he was doing. But I'll talk more about that tomorrow. But I think people are trying to focus. The right wants to focus so much on Hunter Biden and right now we can see his spiral right now, and they want to focus on that, and they want to compare that to Joe Biden's leadership.
So they try to do the most to try to make themselves look good. Y'all need to be worried about is all this testimony that's coming out from these hearings, because yesterday I didn't get a chance to watch it yesterday, but I heard it was a lot of bombshell ass testemony. Y'all need to be worried about that.
And then that I didn't get a chance to watch it yesterday too, but I heard that I think these are the final times for the July 6th because they don't want to call it trial. They've been calling it like something else. I'm trying to remember. But anyways, for them meeting up to discuss, this is the final moments of it, and we're hearing that they're dropping many a bombshell from leaders. Accusing leaders or catching leaders with the blood on their hands. And so once we get more information about that, I would definitely love to discuss that on tomorrow. Hearing.
Yeah, let's definitely get that tomorrow. Yeah.
Hearing. Thank you.
When I tell you, when Liz Cheney got in there at the end and said, so Donald Trump tried to call a witness that hasn't come in yet and tried to persuade them, and we canceled that, and we're gonna say that right now. If you try to tamper with any of our witnesses, we're gonna come for that ass.
Yes.
And we then send it over to the Department of Justice. Oh, let's go then. Y'all about business. It took you long enough.
It's so much. It's so much. And as much as I said, I am not going to sit here and be like, Liz Cheney is for the people, because this is her job.
Right.
And she should have been doing this. We cannot give people credit all of a sudden when this was their whole job for years and years, and all of a sudden they want to act right. No, thank you for acting right. Continue to do so. But you're not going to get an award from me. This is your job. Now, with that aside, yes, everybody needs to be checked. Everybody needs to be checked in this particular moment, because we don't see enough of it for the people who we know for sure took part in the terrorist attack at the Capitol on January 6th. Again, we're going to get more information of that. And I know you guys are telling us to watch it. Like, yeah, watch. We're definitely watch it. We'll grab some clips. Josh, if you can, grab some clips from that for tomorrow's show, and we'll discuss that on tomorrow. Let me see one more thing before we get out of here. I know I dropped some positive stuff in there yesterday, some funny stuff, and I wanted to leave you guys with that, but I don't see it in here. Anyways, Bubba, give the people a joke. It's a Tuesday. No, we on Wednesday. Give the people a joke. And we'll get out of here. I love you guys so much. If you or anybody that you know is suffering from mental health, and you're not the person to check up on them, give them the hotline number, Bubba. You can grab that and you can give it to them, but give them the hotline number to call. Maybe there's at your job that you don't even know about, a mental health assistance number, or where you can get EAP, a free 6 weeks with maybe a therapist or something, or somebody that you want to talk to if you don't feel comfortable talking to your family. There's always a way. We want you to live. You deserve to live. If you need any help, you could, you could DM me if you want to talk, whatever the case may be. If I don't receive a DM, that means it went into my my folder that I can't see, and I just have to go and see that. But I'm telling you guys, I love you, mean it. You deserve to live. You deserve every good thing that is going to happen to you. If it isn't happening to you now, it's going to happen to you. Keep putting in for that job, or take a break from putting in the application for that job. Keep speaking positivity over yourself. Take a walk. If you let go of exercising, try taking a walk to free your mind, not to try to look good, but to free your mind. Play some music that means a lot to you. If you want to talk to somebody that you haven't talked to in a long time, take a breather, send that person a text message, something nice, or, whatever it is. I love you, and you deserve to live. I love you guys so much. Mean it. Enjoy the
And the number is 988. It's the new crisis hotline, 988. And I got a good one for you, Rebecca, before you get out of here.
Okay.
When I was in college, I was rejected from every fraternity because I was circumcised. Apparently, you need to be a complete dick. Love you, mean it.
Before we do get out of here, if you guys have been loving the summer series, we've been loving it with you. Please make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for even getting up with us in the morning. I know it's all over the world. You guys are viewing from all over the world. I love that our audience is international. Because of you, we are. Again, please continue to like, share, and subscribe. And if you aren't a Patreon, you know what to do. That is patreon.com/like-it-or-not, patreon.com/like-it-or-not. And again, we are doing this for 0.0. We're doing this for the frizzle. So, it's your support that helps us. Becca's Voice at Cash App. Again, that's Becca's Voice at Cash App. DJ X3C at Cash App and Venmo. DJ X3C at Cash App and Venmo. Thank you for your support again. Love you.
Love you, sister. Have a good day, okay?
You too, babe.
All right, y'all. Thank y'all so much again for tuning in. We love y'all. Meaning your affirmation for today. I am doing my best, and that is always enough. I am doing my best, and that is always enough, man. Love y'all, meaning y'all gonna be great today. Do something for yourself. And again, if you or somebody you know is struggling and need assistance, dial 988, and that's the National Suicide Hotline and Crisis Prevention, man. Love y'all, mean it. We will see y'all tomorrow. Be great. Happy Wednesday. Up day. Deuces.
Break my heart, don't break it now. Remember, it's the only one I've got, the one I've got. Don't break my heart.